So AI intersects a lot of my work all around, since I'm always kind of working with how do we design the schools of tomorrow and today in the most practical sense for K-12. That's obviously introducing a lot of questions and a lot of work that we now have to do from a school leader standpoint. We have to talk about not whether or not we're going to use it, but how we're going to use it. I'm Walter Fernando Balser, Clinical Assistant Professor in Educational Leadership and Policy at the University of Florida. So I was a school administrator, really an educator for about 20 years in K-12 environments. And as a school administrator, I saw amazing things, and it was the most fulfilling time of my life. But I also saw that we were just scratching the surface of what was possible in terms of the educational experience. So from the broadest standpoint, what I strive to do is inspire students and graduates to think about the schools of today and tomorrow. So you can't really do that unless it's intersecting technology on the broadest possible level, but also on a technical level as well. And the main goal that I have as an instructor is always to bridge this theory and practice. So one activity that I used AI for, ChatGPT in particular, is an activity related to organizational behavior. And a lot of that relates to what we call affect. And affect can be broken down into moods and emotions. So understanding the difference between those two is part of where this lesson started using ChatGPT. So using AI and ChatGPT, I was able to explain the exact frameworks, the exact theories that I needed to articulate in short scenarios so that students could group them. Is this a mood? Is this an emotion? Put them into categories, and then after that, we have a discussion about, well, where do you think this particular scenario would fall? That's not really possible unless I have an assistant like AI to help me build those scenarios that might have taken me maybe 10 hours to really perfect. So the difference between doing that activity and bridging theory and practice was essentially the effective use of ChatGPT as an instructor. I think that's probably one of the most important areas that I will be using it in, is developing case studies that speak exactly to the work that we need to lay out in our classes. To my UF colleagues, the advice I would give is using this as a tool to augment what you already do. That's amazing. There's always that last little thing that you wish you had time for. This is probably your chance to do that now. Learning how to use these tools so that you're able to go that extra 20 or 30% that you've always thought was the X factor in your lesson or your unit. That's probably possible with some augmentation or some help from a digital assistant.